nothing to fuck with.
Revolution.
Ain't nothing to fuck with.
You can't stop the revolution.
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 All right, this was for all our brothers and sisters and non-binary folks in Brooklyn City. You can't jail the revolution.
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 You can't stop the revolution.
You can't stop the revolution.
We don't get a revolution.
We don't get a revolution.
You can't stop the revolution.
We can't stop the revolution.
We don't get a 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 revolution.
So I've been Chauvin, Chauvin guilty. Chauvin! 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 When I say his name, say which one? Say his name!
Which one?
Say his name!
Which one?
Say his name!
Which one?
Say his name!
Which one?
Say his name!
Which one? Which one?
Say his name!
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 Which one? 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 Which one?
Now, I want to teach y'all a new trick. What's going to be real familiar to a lot of us. Because everyone knows that he's a man. I'm going to get out. Shut it down like the double shut.
I gotta get set up, y'all, for a spot. There's 1,000 press here, so they're clogging up the signal. I'm gonna get set up for a spot. This is downtown Minneapolis, Minnesota. This is downtown Minneapolis, Minnesota. Closing arguments protest. The rest of the media figured it out.
go home. National Guard. 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 Hey, hey, ho, ho. The National Guard has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. The National Guard has got to go. Hey, hey, ho. The National Guard has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. The National Guard has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. The National Guard has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. The National Guard has got to go. ACAB. All cops are bastards. 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 GTFO, get the fuck out. ACAB. All cops are bastards. ACAB. All cops are bastards. GTFO. Get the fuck out. I said 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 GTFO. Get the fuck out. No good cops in a racist system. 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 There's no good cops in a racist system. 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 No more cops for park evictions. 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I said 9, 10, 11. I said 9, 10, 11. I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I said 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 9, 10, 11. I Fuck 12! I said 9, 10, 11! Fuck 12! So I don't know where y'all be
National Guard. This is Nicollet Mall. This is the Nicollet Mall in Minneapolis. And so there's National Guard posted on Nicollet. So now we're turning around Nicollet Mall in downtown Minneapolis. 7th Street in Nicollet. React to this stream and share this stream out if you haven't, and make sure you guys are following the page. We are downtown Minneapolis. This is Nicollet Mall. Listen, like I said, if you guys draw attention to the trolls by commenting something like "lots of trolls in here tonight," that will then breed further trolls. Just don't do it. Feed the chat with your positivity. Thank you. Don't draw attention to something you don't want attention to. Thank you, guys. Frequent people that do that will start to get muted as well, just because it doesn't help. Thank you. Couldn't jump down a year ago. A year ago, that would have hurt. Probably like 1,500, 15 to 1,800, close to 2,000. Of course, that's always a guesstimate. About 1,500 is probably more a solid. I'd say 1,500. No, that's not 5,000 people. I've seen what 5,000 people look like. This is not 5,000. And again, as we go, I'm sure more people will join the protest downtown Minneapolis. It always happens, so the crowd size might grow as we've been walking. Those that can see a helicopter view. Could be closer, getting closer to 2,000 now. Definitely bigger than when we started. After just taking some time to watch the crowd go past. Probably a little closer to 2,000, I'd say. Every time there is a march down here, the protest crowd does grow. Yeah, I'd say it's closer to 2,000 now, 2,000 people. Definitely have grown.
Keep telling me it's so controversial. They don't know what's gonna happen. Do y'all watch the same video as me? I thought someone lynched for nearly 9 fucking minutes. I know what the verdict is. Tell me what the verdict is. Chauvin! 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 Chauvin!
Let's see if I can make that fall. Let's see if I can do this one. Oh, that's reasonable. I can make that drop. Hey, could you do me a favor? Hold this quick. Just hold this. Yes, I am.
Oh my God.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, sure, yeah, you can take one.
I know that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win.
Next time, come see me next time.
I believe that we will win. Let's go.
No, I got strong legs now. I can afford those type of falls. Before I couldn't. If you're just joining us, guys, this is downtown Minneapolis. Downtown Minneapolis, Minnesota. We're on South Washington Avenue.
Up and put us down. Ain't no justice in this town. Ain't no justice in this town. Ain't no justice in this town. Mama, mama, don't you know? The police have got to go. They lock us up and shoot us down. Ain't no justice in this town. Ain't no justice in this town. Ain't no justice in this town. Say, mama, mama, can't you see what the system's done to me? Can we clap with it? They lock us up and put us down. Ain't no justice in this town. Ain't no justice in this town. Ain't no justice in this town. Say, ain't no justice in this town. Ain't no justice in this town. Say, mama, mama, can't you see what the system's done to me? They lock us up and put us down. Ain't no justice in this town. Say, ain't no justice in this town. 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 Say, mama, mama, don't you know?
Your streaming is one of the things that inspired me to start doing it.
Oh, hell
The
yeah.
National Guard has got to go.
Good shit.
They hold the guns and stand around. They look like some fucking clowns. So they look like some fucking clowns. So they look like some fucking clowns. So mama, mama, don't you know? The National Guard has got to go. They hold the guns and stand around. They look like some fucking clowns. So they look like some fucking clowns. So they look like some fucking clowns. So they look like some fucking clowns. Get the fuck out of our town. Say, 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 who's street? 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 If George don't get it, 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 if Dante don't get it. bullshit, right? That's that bullshit. That's that bullshit. So y'all just go ahead and repeat after me. So say, we don't need your operation. We don't need your operation. No more military occupation. No more military occupation. We don't need your operation. We don't need your operation. No more military occupation. No more military occupation. We don't need your operation. We don't need your
This is the new 3rd precinct.
No more military occupation. We don't need your operation. We don't need your operation. No more military occupation. No more military occupation. We say fuck your operation. Fuck your operation. No more military occupation. No more military occupation. We say fuck your operation. We say fuck your operation. No more military occupation. No more military occupation. Say no more military occupation. No more military occupation. Say no more military occupation. No more military occupation. Say no more military occupation. No more military occupation. Say no more military occupation. No more military occupation. Cause we say fuck your operation. We say fuck your operation. No more military occupation. No more military occupation. Say you can't stop the revolution. You can't stop the revolution. Say you can't stop the revolution. 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 Say you can't stop the revolution. You can't stop the revolution.
Hey, watch the top of your head.
We gon' get a liberation. Say you can't stop the revolution. You can't stop the revolution. We gon' get a liberation. Say you can't stop the revolution. You can't stop the revolution. Cause we gon' get a liberation. Cause we gon' get a liberation. Cause we gon' get a liberation. Cause we gon' get our reparations. Say we gon' get our reparations. Say we gon' get our reparations. Say you can't stop the revolution. Cause we gon' get our liberation. We gon' get our reparations. Cause you can't stop the revolution. Say you can't stop the revolution. When I say George, you say Floyd. George. 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 When I say Dante, you say right. Dante. 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 If we don't get it. If we don't get it, 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 no good cops in a racist system. 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 No good cops in a racist system.
He's got all the shit. Yeah, he's got all that. He's ready to shoot you.
Go hand in hand.
precinct? Is that what you think? I'm gonna fuck 12? Fuck 12? Fuck 12? I want to talk about how this has been one of the worst weeks last week when people have come, right? We had a lieutenant get sprayed down for no reason. Because even if you pointed a racist cause, they don't care because you're still just another nigga to them. What we also saw was Dante Wright get murdered for air freshener because we can't live our own lives. We can't just go around and want to smell good because that's a fucking crime. What we also saw was a young brown child shot with his hands up. So that ain't right. That ain't right. That ain't right. That ain't right. A lot of people feel like if we get a barbecue.
So we're stopped in front of the new temporary 3rd precinct. It's right around the corner on the other side of the fencing. So that is why the protest has stopped here specifically on South 3rd Street and South 3rd Avenue. Kitty corner of Rick's Cabaret, downtown Minneapolis. This is the new temporary 3rd precinct. I don't know if it's temporary or what they're gonna do with it, but that's where they are for now.
They went up there and they re-traumatized kids. They went up there and they pretended like Floyd was responsible for his own murder. You know how fucking bullshit that is? They went up there and put them through that like a PhD business. They explained how fucking bad we were. You know what they got that bullshit?
Yes.
You know what they got that bullshit?
Yes, the 3rd precinct was on Lake Street.
So, while we're still trying to get justice here in this courtroom, while we still are committed to make sure the others we doing us also get convicted, we also have been nominated for Dante Wright. I've been out there all week dodging these slave catchers. Because what they got out there is they still got the unmarked white vans in Shannon Portland trying to snatch us up. The media don't want to talk about that. They only want to talk about it when the benefits stuff because they're trying to pay Trump. Let's talk about Biden not doing shit. Let's talk about Biden not doing the shit. Nothing's not better. So now, someone that's been out there almost all week and got a little shot up this week too. If my friend Victor will realize.
We can just focus on one
I was chanting, but my voice is coming out. So, I just came up here to talk about what happened Tuesday night. As I can see, I'm in the camera. So it was horrible. I do have a fracture in my face because some bitch ass cop and shit in the face of the real face. Fuck world! I don't know where it started. It's been a long week. Sunday, honestly, Dante Wright was murdered. And then we got news about Adam Toledo in Chicago PD shot a 13-year-old boy with his hands up. He did nothing wrong, but be out late. Actually, he didn't do nothing wrong. Being out late don't mean that you can kill a kid. I'm gonna say that now. See, he was only 13. He's a little brown boy. And you know what? Looking at that video is traumatizing. Like any other video that you've seen in the past couple months. And what I gotta say is that I can see my little brother in that. I can see myself in that. Because I used to be 13, running around in alleys, having fun, and then all of a sudden, the only difference is that third cop came up to me and shot me down. That ain't right. That ain't right. We're tired of this shit. I'm tired of this shit. Getting a fracture in my face don't hurt that much. But you know what do hurt? Seeing someone shot down in video. Seeing someone choked out in video. Do not tell me that I ain't supposed to be mad. Do not tell me that I'm not supposed to be down here right now showing solidarity. Do not tell me that I'm supposed to rest up when the cops don't want to get arrested and kill people. Fuck 12! so much I want to talk about. I got so much shit on my mind. But all I can say is that if we do not get no justice, there won't be no peace. If we do not get no justice, there won't be no streets. If we do not get no justice, shit will change. Shit will not be the same.
So this building here is the 3rd precinct now. It used to be on Lake Street. That was a kitty corner to the auto zone, and now it is downtown Minneapolis. So if you guys are wondering why the march stopped and why their speeches are being made here, is because that is the new 3rd precinct.
One community, one community, one community, one. I'm tired of the division. It's not for uniform. And they don't want to see that shit. I know they don't like to see me out there with my black brothers and sisters. I know they don't like to see the brown people and the black people connecting. I know they don't want to see Native, black, brown, and Asian people connecting. So it's time to unify. Fuck the divisions. It's time to be on the streets. It's time to be out here chanting for change. It's time to be out here demanding for change. It's time to be out here because we know that if we're not out here, shit will never change. And if we're out here demanding everything, we will change everything so nothing will be the same. All right, so coming up next, we have a strong union leader, okay? Because the thing is, a fight for liberation has to be intertwined with a good understanding of class, right? And that's why I'm a proud member of my union. I asked me 2822. I just won my election to be on my executive board. I'm a proud union member. So coming up next is someone that's involved in the labor movement. It asked me for one of the biggest fighting unions there is, 3800 Chauvin.
Thank you, Gene.
Streets and expecting that the governor has a similar plan when the burning comes down. Basically, what the president tear gas and brutality. We join with you in demanding to expand Operation Safety Net. 30 years ago, when I was a student at the U of M, the Minneapolis police killed Lillian Weiss and Lloyd Smalley when they used flashbangs on the wrong house, and we marched in the streets then, led by students, and students are leading the marches in the streets now. military conflicts as refugees. Now I understand, and I've heard some of the labor leaders talk about this. They say that it may be union members and union siblings that are on the streets as the National Guard. We get that most folks in the Guard and in the military in general are working class folks, because it's the working class that is always sent to fight the rich man's wars. However, that does not mean that what they are doing is right. The governor has put rifles in the hands of the Guard in the same way the National Guard was sent against P9 in Austin and the Teamster strike of '34 that made Minneapolis a union town.
Excuse me,
The National Guard shouldn't be called out to attack union members, and it shouldn't be called out to attack any of our communities. Last summer, after George Floyd's murder, Joe Gable, the president of the university, announced that the U had severed its ties with the Minneapolis police. This seemed pretty remarkable, right, and a bold action. However, what we weren't told was that the U continues to be part of the West Metro Task Force. And this week, as thousands of folks, including university staff, students, and faculty, are protesting for justice for Daunte Wright in Brooklyn Center, we know that at least 12 university cops are participating in this brutal crackdown, and we say it's got to end now. So we are here today, along with all of you, to demand that the university immediately withdraw the university police from the West Metro Task Force and be forbidden from participating in any efforts to repress protests. And we also demand that the governor end the occupation of our city and end occupation safety net now. Thank you.
All right. So now we was talking about justice last time, right? So we're talking about getting these court cases and standing out here for these trials, right? But what we need is systemic change, okay? And so our next speaker, who's for the Minnesota Justice Coalition, has been helping the families at the Senate and the House to make sure that we get legislation passed to ensure this doesn't happen again. So coming up next is Jonathan.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Jonathan McClellan with the Minnesota Justice Coalition. We are part of a collective of organizations that work with the family and community to draft and advance legislation and other policy initiatives at the Capitol here in St. Paul and in Washington, D.C. As Abraham Lincoln put it in his second inaugural address, the principal task ahead of our country is to bind up the nation's wounds. Here we are over 250 years later, still seeking to bind those very wounds. We are in a state of affairs of our quest to obtain justice and equality, with Minnesota being ground zero of the match that has sparked this outpouring of consciousness for our shared community. We are still here waiting to cash that check that is falling on a bankrupt system of expedient politicians, administrators, and tolerant allies of the same, of opposition to our progress for a more perfect union. Before too long, no more hashtags, no more policies that put all the eggs in the basket of white imperialism, while paying lip service to communities of color in our never-ending fight for justice. No more boots on the necks of our children, our brothers, our sisters, our uncles, our fathers, our nieces and nephews, our friends, and our future. The bills that we're trying to advance are even qualified immunity, police professional liability insurance, civilian oversight strengthening, ending police-only responses to mental health calls, ending the statute of limitations on wrongful death, creating an independent investigatory and prosecutorial body, ending prosecution for reports of police misconduct, access to body cam footage within 48 hours. This is also known as Kobe's Law, ending no-knock warrants. We also support the Hardell Show Act of 2021 and the Fernando Castile Omnibus Bill. Like the slaveholders of the South in the founding of this young country, the opposition fights for righteousness. They argue for division. They provoke through their actions or lack thereof, distort reality that places one class of people over another and fail to see humanity that's sacred under God. They turn them back to the promise that all men are created equal and have been endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights, the right to run, the rights of life. The rights of life. We are not asking for a handout. We want your boot off our neck. We want a fair shot. We want a level playing field. Not a hill we have to climb and fight with one hand tied behind our back, a knee in our neck, a gun to our head, or the head of our children. Law enforcement for decades has been pushing legislation to chip away at our civil liberties, our rights, and our communities by pushing policies that absolve them of their crimes, weaken and remove the checks of accountability, transparency, and justice, with access to unlimited resources and unfettered access to our elected leaders. Our fight is for a lasting change, a commitment to the people, a commitment through policy that has had a lopsided application for far too long. At this time, with the events that have plagued our communities, it's long overdue. A saying I came up with is that we need to infect the system with the conscience. When you go back home today and tomorrow and the next day and the day after that, remember, it was your conscience that brought you here. It is your conscience that tells you what happened to Dante Wright was wrong. It's your conscience that says what happened to George Floyd was wrong. It is your conscience that brought you out last summer. It is your conscience that says you want to stand on the right side of history. It is your conscience that helps us support each other. It is your conscience that says the pain that these families are going through is wrong. It is your conscience that says the boot of oppression is wrong. We all know the system doesn't have a conscience. That's why it is our duty to infect it with one.
All right, let's give it up for Jonathan. Next, we're going to have CJ with the Anti-War Committee. Solidarity is important between the Black Liberation Movement and the Anti-War Committee, so please give it up for CJ.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. The Anti-War Committee is here because this shit is a war on black and brown people. We're here because shooting at protesters is political terror. Whether it's in Standing Rock, in Gaza, or in Minneapolis, occupation is a fucking crime. And that is exactly what these racist ass cops do. They occupy our communities. That's what the military rejects and the National Guard get paid to do. Occupy us, keep us in line, make sure this white supremacist system can stay fucking comfortable if it lets this lynching piece of shit walk. The endless war on communities of color here is part of the same bullshit wars on communities abroad, so I say, fuck the National Guard, fuck the MPD, fuck the National Guard, fuck the MPD, fuck the National Guard, fuck the MPD, fuck the National Guard, fuck the MPD. Thank you.
Okay, so coming up next, you saw him chanting, you see him singing, he's got his boots on the ground all week. Give it up for Brandon!
CUAPB, 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 CUAPB. All right, so I've done a couple different pieces of writing over this past year. Yeah, I think we're trying to get like a little bigger space here. If anyone in this space could like take a step back a little bit.
We're here for justice for George Floyd. Say his name! 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 Say his name. Say his name. Say his name. Black lives. Black. I don't believe y'all. Black lives. Black lives. Black lives. Black lives. Black lives. Native lives. Native lives. Native lives. Native lives. Asian lives. Asian lives. Asian lives. Brown lives. Brown lives. Brown lives. Brown lives. Trans lives. Trans lives. Trans lives. Trans lives. Black lives. Black lives. Black lives. Black lives. Before I hand it over to Brandon, I'm just gonna do one last chant. What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? All right, let's give it up for Brandon, y'all.
Heads up, I'm gonna come up here.
Are you Andrew?
Yes.
Hey.
Hi, Rubio. How you doing?
All right, I like
I'm
seeing
always
y'all. Can
looking,
y'all hear
I'm
me?
like, I don't know, I can never.
Yeah,
I usually have my head on.
Yeah.
You can
I
usually
said,
find
can y'all
me.
hear me? All right, so as I was saying,
How you doing?
I've had a
You
couple
been doing
pieces
all
of
right?
writing. I just
guess,
like looking
yeah.
at
Have you
the
been getting
people because
dressed?
we are the people.
I get
like
home
making
and
eye
I can't go to
contact.
sleep after.
I'm gonna
I'm
perform
busy
this little
watching
piece
your
of writing that I did. This is the first one that I wrote
I can't.
after George
I
Floyd was
gotta
murdered.
shut all
I've
electronics
written a
off from
couple.
now on, just because like
This
it's
one
just like
kind
that
of
now.
is
So I just gotta,
symbolic
I just
for
shut
me.
all electronics off.
Symbolic for
it is.
us
Oh, yeah.
to see how
I
far
jump from everybody's speed and
this
then I start
movement has
typing
come.
and writing and it's never ending. I never sleep.
Hell yeah.
how far this movement has come in this city across the world. And it all started right here at Ground Zero. So the name of this piece is called Land of the Free, Home of the Brave.
Yes, that's Mercado Media right there.
There's Rubio. We've been saying hi.
As I stand in the land of the free, the home of the brave,
That I'm always talking
I
about
ask.
Tim.
is this what freedom feels like?
Always around.
I may have removed the shackles
There's
from my
you,
feet,
I've been
but
telling
my
people
mind is
Georgia
still chained to
Ford,
the
Georgia
traumas
Ford.
that play repeat in my
Unicorn
head.
Riot. Can you think of
Why
anything
is
else?
Move for
black
Justice
bodies outlined
News.
in white
Move
chalk?
for Justice
Yeah,
News.
Move for
Brown
Justice
faces
News.
resembling mine
Cortez
slamming
Rice.
to the blacktop at the hands of a white cop.
These
When
are
will
the
it
local
stop?
people that you can,
Yeah.
the local
I'm sorry
independent
that I'm a
media that
threat to
y'all
you.
can follow. That's who I
But
go to whenever I'm
am I a thug or am I misunderstood? Am I misunderstood or do you not care to understand me? See, when I was born, I couldn't make my skin any lighter. I couldn't make my hair any straighter and I couldn't make my eyes blue. And as I walk by you, I cannot smile any bigger. I cannot nod my head
Do you have
any
a-
harder.
do you have a business
I cannot
line?
seem any more friendly regardless of any of your demeanor that I try to copy. So when you stop me,
my business.
I cannot put my hands any more up. I cannot sit any more still. I cannot resist less. So now as I protest, I cannot write on signs any larger. I cannot march any farther. I cannot raise my fist any higher. I cannot raise my voice any louder. I cannot be any more peaceful. I'm sorry that I'm a threat to you. But as I stand in the land of 10,000 lakes, I'm drowning.
Thank you so much.
Not because you think I can't swim. I'm drowning in the tears that I shed for each new tombstone as we make it. This country you act like we hate it, even though we made it. And I can't wait for my son, or my grandson, or my great-grandson to pray up to me one day and say, finally, we made it. But as we continue to have funerals for black bodies, oppressive cities and systems will continue to be cremated. Our bodies, our language, our culture have been looted for centuries. So this chaos you see is a mere glimpse into our daily realities. And as you rush to board up your storefronts to protect your merchandise, just realize we've had our voices boarded up for our entire lives. I'm drowning in the fear that the next hashtag could be me. Will he lynch me? Because nowadays Willie Lynch's favorite letters are PD and DA and AG. I'm sorry that I'm a threat to you. As I stand in the land of the free, the home of the brave, I may not know freedom, but black and brave are synonymous. Because every day that I choose to exist, I am met with those who wish to end my existence. But we're resistant, we're resilient, we're brilliant. Only 13% of the population will have so much influence on the other hundreds of millions. I'm sorry that I'm
I'm a threat to you, but I understand why. Because as I stand in the land of 10,000 lakes, I've seen a small ripple turn into
this
a
is
wave,
Brandon.
a tsunami, a hurricane of a
Brandon
movement
Tulloch.
that has since traveled throughout the world. The power that we have is immeasurable. And this movement has made its way to your front door, and we are no longer knocking. We are demanding entrance, and we are not taking no for an answer. Going back is not an option. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. I am no longer sorry. I am unapologetic. When it comes to my liberation, I am unapologetic. We are unapologetic. Because if George don't get it, I said 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 if George don't get it, all power to the people.
Let's give it
The
up
speaker
again
was
for
named Brandon. He does a great job.
All right, can we have people back up, please? We're still in the midst of a pandemic. Please back up, including the media. I'm asking you nicely to back up, back up. Everybody say back up. Say back up. All right, you guys with the banner, you're in good. Everybody else is good. I'm mostly talking about the people here still asking you to back up. Your movement should be long enough to capture what you're about to capture without crowding people out. All right? So, as Brandon was speaking, first of all, let's give it up for Brandon, y'all. Always holding it down. So, as Brandon was speaking, we had someone join our demonstration who has been on the front lines for civil rights for many, many years. He came out after Philando Castile was killed in 2016. He joined us at the mansion and he spoke to the people. In the Black community, for those who don't know, we do our best to bridge generations. From our young people, as we saw Darnella Frazier, 17 years old, could have gone in the store, but stayed out there to capture the video that's been seen around the world over 20 million times of George Floyd being killed. And without that bystander video, there would be no trial. So a young person did that. And then we had young people, we had middle-aged people, we had elders take to the streets to demand justice. I fall in that middle range. So now what I'm going to do as a frontline activist is pass the mic to an elder, the Honorable Reverend Jesse Jackson. Please welcome.
Jesse Jackson is up there speaking. That would be a mess trying to get him on stream, guys. Yep, the Reverend Jesse Jackson's up there.
Say to young America,
Here, I'll go back here so you guys can hear
the
better.
whole world watching, the whole world is watching Minnesota tonight. Keep marching. Saying you're keep fighting back, and then nothing make it. There's nothing to break our spirits. There's a certain joy I have in this struggle because now we come alive to death. I grew up in South Carolina. I first went to jail in 1960. I used to put the library at that time. popular song among quartets, Hummingbirds, was called "I'll Keep On Living After I Die." There's power even in death for our struggle. When I was in South Africa back in the 70s, every film became a major expression of another rally. To the death of the life. As Ms. Rose Parks, Ms. Parks, why didn't you go back? I thought about going back to the bus. Look at Emmett Till, I can go back. Spoke Emmett Till. Emmett Till. Spoke. Coming brave. George Floyd. Speaks. Coming brave. Brother Wright. Speaks. Coming brave. Nothing will stop us. I want to say to you, Minnesota, if you fight this fight, you fight the right fight. Let me say to you here, some great freedom fighters come out of this state. I think about President Purple Rain, the music industry. In '64, we were in jail. Hubert Humphrey led the fight. Minnesota. We're President and Paul Wilson led the fight. Minnesota. Keith Ellison ran for Congress. 3% blacks, he won for Congress. Jamar from Somalia in the Congress. He's now Attorney General of the state of Minnesota. We're meeting with Mr. Freeman some time ago. I said we need to indict these 4 police who killed Floyd. He couldn't quite make up his mind to do it. So I asked, he said, well, Keith, that's the fact. Keith indicted them the next day. So Keith matters. The day the first class prosecutors we saw, handpicked by Keith Ellison. The judge, those who on the jury, handpicked by Keith Ellison and his staff. So even tomorrow, even if we win, it's relief, not victory. They're still killing our people. Stop the violence. Save the children. Stop the violence. Save the children. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. Now, I ask you to be nonviolent because we're wise, not brothers. So we're nonviolent. So we're nonviolent. Not because we're scared. Because we're wise. Some members they want a race war. They're heavily armed. They'll kill us. Can't a gun with a taser. We go for homicide. So we can go for homicide to genocide. We must be wise enough to keep marching. It's on our own agenda. The agenda today is, stop killing blacks in real time. Television. Stop killing George Floyd. The man who killed him never have immunity. He must face murder. He murdered the man. He's a murdered people. Must not have protected immunity. Woman who killed Brother Wright, she cannot say she didn't know a taser from a gun.
This is the Reverend Jesse Jackson.
Murder is murder. The end of our struggle is not about black and white, it's about light, dark, and our struggle ultimately is not about black and white, about dark and light. Light will beat darkness. Light be darkness. Light will be darkness. Those killers do not represent the heart of Minnesota. I see whites and blacks marching in Minnesota. You represent the best of our nation. Don't let me get spirit. And when you get tough, something says, I know it's dark, but the morning comes. I know it's dark, but the morning comes. The Lord is our light and our salvation. Whom shall we fear? The Lord is the strength of our lives. Either we walk through valleys, shadows of death, we feel no evil, No jail cell. No bullet. Without with us. The rod in our staff. Comfort us. We'll fight back. Black lives matter. Black lives matter. All life matters. 1965, we got the right to vote. 1965, blacks after 85 years. While we've been serving the jury in the South. 18-year-olds couldn't vote. Those who in Vietnam. People on the college campus who couldn't vote by labor. Since 1965 to 1965, young America came alive. Redefined America. There's a new majority. This land is our land. This land is our land. This belongs to the Klan. The land is our land. We reject slavery, segregation, sedition, supremacy. We are God's people. We will march. The victory is won. Victory is certain. Victory is certain. Victory is certain. We will not give up. I am somebody. I am somebody. Red and yellow. Brown, black, and white. We're all precious in God's sight. Everybody is somebody. Never surrender. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. George Floyd, say his name. 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 Say his name.
Thank you, Pastor. It's a pastor from Brooklyn Center, guys, everybody.
Why do people think I'm the pastor?
You just look like it.
Oh,
So,
because you're not the first
it's
person
so
to
funny.
say
It
this.
was just, I think it was just because you were out there. And
I wanted Harry Tucker to come here. For those that don't know me, my name is Spike Marsh.
For JFA.
I have fought this battle since 1966.
You just belong.
I won 98% of all the lawsuits and 100% of the cases lost against white officers.
Just go with it.
This is our time because of you. You must stand up to the end of this and not be afraid and do not back up. No city is perfect.
He was the marshal out in front of the
perfect
church.
since 1966.
Whatever, he's our pastor.
A cop must be found guilty. You are standing up to make history. This
Everybody
is
thought he was
historical
the
that
president.
one finally went to trial. So I wanted Black Moses to stand next to Jesse because Jesse's passing that torch to y'all. And this woman here, I named her Blue Black Moses, and I said, come and hug Jesse. Y'all keep marching. Stand up and fight back. Stand up and fight back. Stand up and fight back.
Let's give it up for Reverend Jesse Jackson! Let's give it up for Elder Spike Moss! Thank you for coming out here in the cold, making the sacrifice to be out here with us. Thank you.
Got nothing to do with male or female. It has to do with your heart, your love, and your spirit for us. You keep going.
Thank you.
And I know that's sincere.
Thank you.
That's sincere.
Thank you.
Anytime that we come around,
So guys, this is Minneapolis, Minnesota. We're at the corner of 3rd Street and South 3rd Street and South 3rd Avenue. Kitty corner of Rick's Cabaret. The new 3rd precinct is behind everybody, so they're having a protest outside of the new 3rd precinct. Set? No, I'm good. I'm top heavy.
Fists in the air! Solidarity with Reverend Jesse Jackson. All power to the people! All power to the people! Black lives! 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 Say his name! 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 Central Plan. Say her name. I'm sorry, y'all. Say her name. 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 Adam Toledo, 13 years old in Chicago. Say his name. 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 All right, give it up for yourselves. Y'all out here, it don't matter if it's cold. It don't matter if the police around. It don't matter if they got barricades. We out here, we gonna be out here till we get justice. I'm gonna turn it back over to DJ, who has been our MC. He's been holding it down. Let's give it up for DJ Hooker, y'all.
Thank you for coming, Mr. Sharpton. Thank you.
That's Jesse Jackson. That's Jesse Jackson. Jesse Jackson.
How you doing though?
Apparently.
I think someone shouted that in the crowd, and that's why I asked someone. I actually asked someone that a second ago.
Reverend Jesse Jackson.
That's what the problem is. We need solidarity. So, now, coming up next, I want to say it's going to be is one of the mother figures in the movement here. She's put in a lot of work, day in and day out. She answers texts at 2 in the morning for no reason when she's out of town on vacation. She's a civil rights attorney, and she's a national treasure. Nakima Levy Armstrong!
All right, y'all. So we got Jaylani, Mohammed, and Zainab from Care, Minnesota. Y'all see we've been holding it down, right? They've been holding it down, but they're fasting because of Ramadan. So a lot of times we might be hungry, but we can eat. They're hungry and they can't eat until it's time to break their fast. So their spiritual energy is helping us to keep going. So let's give them some love, y'all. We love y'all. We thank y'all. Thank y'all for standing in solidarity with us as Muslim brothers and sisters. All right, so I'm gonna be brief, y'all, because y'all see I barely got a voice. And why I barely got a voice is because I refuse to give up. I refuse to give in. I don't care how many times the governor gets on TV. I don't care how many times Jacob Fry gets on TV trying to justify violence against protesters. I'm not going. Somebody say I'm not going. Don't believe the hype. We know that the system always finds a way to protect itself and to replicate itself. That is why when we are looking at the system of policing, it is a relic of the institution of slavery. Police officers started out as slave catchers. They got the same damn dogs that they had back in the day, hounds trying to catch fugitive slaves. They even got horses like they had back in the day, talking about crowd control. Why in the world in the 21st century would you need to be on horseback? It is people hungry and homeless out here. It's ridiculous. And they've always had the power of the law on their side. And they use the power of the law, which is not intended for us, because remember under the Constitution, we were considered 3/5 of a person. So they never even intended the Constitution to apply to us. As a matter of fact, when a black man who was born into slavery named Dred Scott moved to Minnesota in the 1800s, he lived as a free man at Fort Snelling. He got married and everything. And then when it was time for his master to leave, first of all, if Minnesota didn't have slavery, why do you make it comfortable for slave owners? That's what they've been doing. So don't believe the hype. So Dred Scott said, oh no, I've lived as a free person. I'm not going back into slavery. So he sued in the Supreme Court to try to get his freedom. And rather than them validating Dred Scott, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, a white man from a slaveholding family named Roger B. Taney, said, "The black man has no rights, which the white man is bound to respect." He said the black man has no rights, which the white man is bound to respect. That's exactly why Derek Chauvin was comfortable on May 25th of 2020, resting his wicked right raggedy ass knee on George Floyd's neck. Somebody say that ain't right. That's exactly why Kim Potter, using her white woman privilege, is trying to claim that the shooting of Daunte Wright was an accident. Somebody say that ain't right.
That ain't right.
We don't believe her for 1 second.
We don't believe her for 1 second.
And that's why black youth were the first ones at the Brooklyn Center Police Department demanding justice for Daunte Wright. They try to silence our young black kids, but they're the ones that hold up the banner for freedom, justice, and equality. They're the ones, when I was growing up in LA, a group I love by the name of NWA wrote one of the first protest songs against police violence. And it's a song I love and I still live by, called "Fuck the Police." Period. And why it's important to remember that is because we had white people, black people involved in respectability politics, more concerned about black young people cussing than the injustices that they were talking about. They were talking about white supremacy. They were talking about racist cops. They were talking about racial profiling. They were talking about getting their ass beat by the police. They were talking about a broken justice system. And it was before Rodney King was beaten. They knew what was going on in the hood. The hood can always tell you what's going on in America, even though they try to silence our voices. So all of us here are taking that energy. Some of us have experienced oppression. Some of us see the oppression and refuse to be silent. We need to take that energy and keep that energy and continue demanding justice. We know that the Chauvin case is in the hands of 12 people. Some of them don't even know no black people. Some of them are connected to cops. Some of them still believe in the police as a noble institution. After watching that video, how could you? So we don't know what they're going to do, but we do know what we're going to do. We will not give up. We will not give in. We will not be silent. We will not sit down. We will stand up. Put your fists in the air. Somebody say stand up. 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 Black Lives Matter. Justice for George Floyd, Daunte Wright, and all stolen lives. I love y'all. Peace.
She is not lying. Very few of us still have our voice. We've been out here all week trying to get justice for Daunte Wright, trying to keep up with what's going on with the trial, trying to keep up with what's going on in Chicago. We are spread so thin right now because we're being attacked from so many angles. It's fucking ridiculous. So, speaking of another person that's out here 24/7, that's answering their phone at all times of the night, that's been doing this work and one of the OGs, the reason why we have all of this right now in this movement is because of people like Nikema and people like Monique, which is one of the T for Jan.
Take it to the streets and fuck the police. No justice, no peace.
Fuck 12.
Take it to the streets and fuck the police. No justice, no peace.
Fuck 12.
Take it to the streets and fuck the police. No justice, no peace.
Fuck 12.
Take it to the streets and fuck the police. No justice, no peace.
Fuck 12.
All right. All right, all right. The reason why we're saying take it to the streets is that this is an international call for help. This is an SOS. Mayday, Mayday, do you hear us? We are taking on water. If this was a ship, we would be sinking. And so what we need to do is make sure all hands on deck. We need the young, we need the old. If you have a birth certificate, get in these streets. We do not discriminate. This is for everyone. It's not just a movement for the young. It's not a movement for the poor. It's not a movement for the rich. It's not a movement for the disenfranchised. It's a movement for everyone. Because when we all do better, we all are better. So those who are comfortable need to come out in these streets. Those watching on TV, make your preparations to get in these streets. So when we say no justice, no peace, we must hit these streets regardless of the burden. Because we should not have had to fight the way we did to get Derek Chauvin charged. We should not have had to take arrests out at Derek Chauvin's home. We should not have had to take arrests down on the freeways. We should not have had to take arrests in the streets just to get this man to court. We should not have had to do that. So it's important that we continue to come out and to grow and to make sure that these people who are making the decisions know that not only will we come out in the streets, we will come out to your home. We will bring the crowds to where you are because we cannot be comfortable in our black skin. You should not be comfortable in your white home.
That's
We
right.
need to make sure that if we don't have comfort, that they don't have comfort. So it's time that we do have to spread our pain. That's why we're in the streets. We're in the streets because we're loud, and we're loud because of the pain, because it pains us when we see our brothers and sisters being killed by the police who can be so arrogant as Derek Chauvin is to have his hands in his pocket and leisurely put his knee on George Floyd's neck. It is a disgrace. And we cannot be passive for 1 minute. We have to continue to take arrests. We have to continue to put our bodies on the line because there is always a price to be paid for change.
Yes.
So are you willing to pay that price?
Yes.
Are you willing to pay that price?
Yes.
All right, let's hit these streets. Let's get ready.
All right.
Get ready. Stand by. This is an SOS Mayday, Mayday. All hands on deck.
Yes.
Fuck the police.
Fuck the police.
All right, thank you.
Hell yeah, Moby. Let's go, Moby.
Can I get a fuck 12?
Fuck 12.
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 I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to the left.
Fuck 12.
I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to the left.
Fuck 12.
I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to the left.
Fuck 12.
ACAB.
All cops and bastards.
ACAB.
All cops and bastards.
GTFO.
Get the fuck out.
I said GTFO.
Get the fuck out.
I said ACAB.
Get the fuck bastards.
GTFO.
Get the fuck out.
I said ACAB. GTFO.
Get the fuck out.
I said GTFO.
Get the fuck out.
I said ACAB. GTFO.
Say no good cops in the racist system. Say no good cops in the racist system. Say no good cops in the racist system. Say no more cops for park evictions. Say no more cops for park evictions. Say no good cops in the racist system.
editing on the street. Yeah, dude. Little video editing on the street. Guys, this is downtown Minneapolis, South 4th Street and South 3rd Avenue. Are you going to Brooklyn Center after this?
What's going on there?
I don't know. What is that strange? Probably me neither, man. Just, I don't come here. It's just a lot.
I feel like it'll come out of the verdict. I want to do one.
Yep, I'm with it.
So, I don't know what's going to happen there. That has already happened.
I know. I feel the same way.
I think it's going to be pretty long soon.
Oh, nice, yeah.
If tear gas starts getting thrown, maybe I'll come.
Then you'll go. Yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna go to Brooklyn Center tonight, guys. Just because I want to be rested for whenever the verdict is ready. So if there's a verdict tomorrow morning or whenever, again, we have no idea. No idea how long it's going to take for jury deliberation to last and when a verdict will be rendered. Closing statements were given today.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how you doing?
Good.
Shout yourself out really quick. Shout yourself out really quick.
Picosa Radio, you can follow us, picosaradio.com. And también sigan a Mercado Media. Let me show you your tag.
Yep. Andrew Mercado.
Yes, Mercado Media. Always working hard too.
En español? You want to say it in español?
Picosa Radio, amigos nuestros. Thank you. Síganos.
Gracias.
Gracias, amigo.
Yeah. This is the courthouse.
This was a motherfucking joke. They think this is a shit. They don't think you actually mean it.
How you doing?
Sorry about that.
Prosecute the police! Fuck 12! No justice! Fuck 12! Prosecute the police! Fuck 12! Fuck 12! Prosecute the police! Fuck 12! Justice! No peace! Fuck 12! Prosecute the police! Fuck 12! Justice! No peace! Fuck 12! Prosecute the police! Fuck 12! Justice! No peace! Fuck 12! Prosecute the police! Fuck 12! Justice! No peace! Fuck 12!
That is the courthouse. If you guys have been watching any of the trial footage or trial feeds, that's where they're from. This building right here, Hennepin County Government Center.
It's our duty to say to fight for our freedom. It's our duty 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 to fight for our freedom. We the people are powerful. 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 Ain't no power.
Oh, okay, thank you so much. Thank you. I'll make sure it goes to my mom.
Do the right thing! 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 I'm telling you right thing, we're gonna keep our boots on the ground. So I'm gonna teach y'all this one. I'm gonna put boots on the ground, and you're gonna put boots on the damn ground, okay? Boots on the ground! Boots on the ground! Boots on the damn ground! Boots on the ground! Boots on the damn ground! That on that on that on that! Boots on the ground! Boots on the damn ground! Boots on the ground! Boots on the damn ground! Boots on the ground! Boots on the damn ground! That on that on that on that! Boots on the ground! Boots on the damn ground! Boots on the ground! Boots on the damn ground! Boots on the ground! Boots on the damn ground! That on that on that on that! Boots on the ground! Boots on the damn ground! Boots on the ground! Boots on the damn ground! Boots on the ground! Boots on the damn ground! And that's on that on that on that! Boots on the ground! Boots on the damn ground! Boots on the ground! Boots on the damn ground! Boots on the ground! Boots on the damn ground! And that's on that on that on that! Boots! Boots! Boots on the ground! We're here! We're here to shut the shit down! Boots! Boots! Boots on the ground! We're here! We're here to shut the shit down! Boots! Boots! Boots on the ground! We're here! We're here! Boots! Boots! Boots on the ground! We're here! We're here to shut the shit down! Alright! So, we're going to wrap this one up for today, but I want to let everyone know we're going to be out here. If we get our convention or not, we're going to be out here. We're already preparing for July when the other 3 killer cops come out here. We're already making sure we keep our boots on the ground with Dante Rock. We're already going to make sure that everyone knows Alex DeLeo's name. That's what we're going to fucking do, is we keep our boots on the ground.
right, guys, a little bit of breaking news here. Jurors have wrapped up deliberations for the night in the Derek Chauvin trial. They started at 4 p.m. Central Time, and they ended at 8 p.m. Central Time. They will resume tomorrow morning. So no decision tonight, guys. No decision will be made tonight. That is Gabe Gutierrez reporting. But no decisions tonight. Hi, there you go. Have fun. Multiple reports, yep. Jurors have wrapped up deliberation for the night in the Derek Chauvin trial. They started at 4 p.m., ended at 8 p.m., and they will resume in the morning. All right, guys, I'm gonna get going. We got so much to do. I'm sure there's other, I'll try to find somebody for you guys quick, hold on.
It's not the lion feed a white monopoly, makes democracy hypocrisy. And a capitalist economy is no democracy. I demand the return of sovereignty, no apology. Independence, autonomy, no need to model me. I can run my own country if you can just stop bombing me. Give me my land back, give me my gold back. I don't know my birthright, you outright stole that. Organize, organize, organize. Do away with organize, organize, organize. They come in with the map of the block and the 45.
Oh, move for justice.
Between the protest and protest and realize, yes, we have been organized, organized, organized.
Trying to find somebody that'll stay here, guys, or that is staying here. Oh, Frank Nitty. There you go. Follow Frank Nitty. Hey, so he's busy though, but make sure you guys follow Frank Nitty. He's still live.